how to integrate integral ln x over x to the power of 3 times dx. Now what we got to use is the technique called as LEAT. L stands for logarithmic functions, I is inverse, A is algebraic, T is trigonometric, E is exponential functions. So based on this you need to assign the value for u. Now you should be knowing the integration by parts formula, which is nothing but integral u dv is equal to uv negative integral v du. This is the formula. So in this case I would be taking u to be as ln x, so this has to be differentiated, and dv is equal to dx over x to the power of 3. So if you were to differentiate this is going to be 1 over x times differential of x is going to be dx. Now in this case we integrate both sides, so integral of dv is going to be v. This integration is done as follows: push x to the power of 3 to the numerator, you get it as x to the power of, the sign will get changed, right? Positive 3 would become negative 3 times dx. So if you were to integrate, this is going to be negative 3 positive 1 divided by negative 3 positive 1, which is nothing but x raised to the power of negative 2 divided by negative 2, which is equal to, you push this down, it's going to be 1 over 2 times x raised to the power of 2 with a negative sign. So that's my v. So substituting it in the formula, this is going to be u is ln x times v is negative 1 over 2 times x squared. So I'm going to substitute here negative 1 over 2 times x squared negative integral v du. So my v is negative will become positive 1 over 2 times x squared times du is dx over x. This can be further rewritten as negative 1 over 2 times x squared times ln x positive 1 over 2 times x squared into x is x to the power of 3. You take it to the numerator, it's going to be x to the power of negative 3 times dx. So this is equal to negative 1 over 2 times x squared ln x positive 1 over 2. You integrate this, you get x to the power of negative 3 positive 1 divided by negative 3 positive 1, which is equal to negative 1 over 2 times x squared times ln x positive 1 over 2 times x to the power of negative 3 positive 1 is negative 2. You push it down to the denominator, that would be x raised to the power of positive 2, and negative 3 positive 1, that's going to be negative 2. Since it is negative 2, you can really place a sign here, but apparently there isn't any much space left, so I will place the sign over here along with the 1 in the numerator. So this can be further rewritten as negative 1 over 2 times x squared times ln x, positive times negative is negative, 2 times 2 is 4 times x squared. Now in this case x squared can be taken out, in fact negative 1 over 2 times x squared can be taken out, and that would give me, over here it's going to be ln x, over here it's going to be positive 1 over 2, right? 2 into 2 is 4, x squared is there, it's taken out, so that's fine. So this is the solution, but since we are dealing with the indefinite integral, you need to place the arbitrary constant c. So that is the end of this particular question.